Alright, so I got the Rx8 off the trailer and everything, got it backed up here, and it's turning over, so that's a good sign. I mean, if it wasn't turning over, then yeah, it needs a motor, but it's not just like click, it's actually turning over. So I'm working on the deflooding process on this car. It's really stupid and takes forever. Actually been trying it for like 2 days now, and it's getting closer. I mean, it's trying to start, but I got the truck hooked up to the jumper cables. Right now I am wanting to see if it's wired up right, because yeah, if it's not wired up right, then this car's got weird wires. So there's the first one, there's the coil packs, if you can't see them. There's the plugs right down there. So let's see, I looked it up, and not gonna be able to really point to them. Well, they look like they're wired up right, so that kind of sucks. But I mean, it's getting really close to start. I'm probably gonna have to pull the plugs out to brain freeze, right, or brain fart. They're probably fouled out. So if I can find the keys to this car, lost my key. That's not good. Pocket. They're probably fouled out from the gas sitting on them because it was never started, but this is what it sounds like. And you can hear it trying to start. Right. It's trying. Basically, unlike most cars, like I have an S10 that used to flat out all the time, and really, I mean, it's an older truck, so literally, it'd do it in a parking lot. I have to stop for like a couple minutes, get it unplugged. Basically, I just try to turn it over, holding the gas, and when it gets to that point, just start pumping it really hard, and it would start. These cars are a lot more temperamental. Basically, what you have to do, let's see, I'll show you why the starter cools down just a little bit. Don't want to overwork the starter. I'm guessing my camera angles are horrible right now. I think it was just in my face, but alright, basically everybody says to disconnect the fuel pump relay and stuff, but you don't have to. I've been researching it and everything. What you do have to do is take this plug from this little air pump right here. From what I read, it pumps air into, what is it, the exhaust. But it's gonna be hard to see, to help heat up the catalytic converters. It sounds weird, but well, you take this plug right here and take this plug off right here, and you don't have to mess with the fuel pump relays, anything like that. On a lot of modern cars, especially this one, all you have to do is, in here, since it's a straight drive, you hold the clutch in to start it, but before you turn the key on, put the key in, hold the gas down, then start starting it, and you'll hear that it's not trying to start at all. Holding the gas down all the way to the floor cuts off all fuel, just when you're starting. So I mean, if you floor it while you're going down the road, obviously it's not going to cut fuel because you go, but you'll hear it right there. I mean, no fuel, not trying to do anything, that's cutting off fuel. So while it's doing that, it's pushing any gas that's in there out. And normally on this car, they say 6 to 10 times of holding the gas down, try and turn it over 10 seconds, turn it off, wait 30 to 60 seconds, do it again, and do that 6 to 10 times. On my screen. But this one's been sitting for a lot longer, so I've done that 2 nights in a row. It's getting closer, but I'm probably gonna have to pull the plugs out and clean them up or get new plugs, because I guarantee they're probably fouled out. But let's try this again. Alright, that last time, slowly let up on the gas and you'll hear it. There it goes. It's trying. If this thing starts, I'm gonna be happy. Alright, that is a little long, so we'll wait just a little bit. But I got this car as a project because it was really cheap, because they think it needs a motor. But these cars, if you don't, these motors are very temperamental. You have to let them warm up pretty much all the way before you can actually drive it. They say once it gets to, what is it, like 120 degrees, that you can drive it. You just have to short shift, which by that I'm guessing they mean lower RPMs. But if you look, let's see, this thing redlines at 9,000 RPMs. That's a lot. So they say to short shift about 4,000. The Speed 3 I had, when I'd be racing, okay, I say racing or like driving fast, taking off, you know, I'd shift about 45 to 5,000. That was high for that car. This, they say short shift at 4,000. But once it reaches 170 degrees, then you can drive it to 9,000. They say it's good to rev it up to the 9,000 and shift there every now and then, because it's a high RPM motor. It's good for it. But also, these cars, like most of any piston-driven car, you can't start up, move 20 feet, cut it off. It has to be fully warmed. Rotary motors have to be fully warmed up to cut them off, or they'll flood. So that's where a bunch of flooding issues come in. Or if it's been sitting, like I got a truck over there in the yard that I'm working on, I'm waiting for parts. Thing hasn't been started, and actually since it's been parked there for at least a month, it'll start right up. No flooding issue. This, you let it sit for a month, it's gonna be flooded. Which, only that long, it shouldn't be that bad to unflood. Let's try it again. Alright, slowly let up the gas. It's trying. I have to, like, feather the gas, how they say, a little bit when it gets to that point where it's trying to start. But if it starts, where it's go boom, boom, like starts more, I let it a little bit off. If it stops in that, I gotta go back to that part. Now once it starts, I can completely let off, and I guess it's gonna smoke really fucking bad. But that's what I'm dealing with right now, trying to get this started. If it doesn't right or here shortly, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the plugs out, clean them off. If this doesn't work, they say you can pull the plugs out and do the same process without holding the gas. And I guess you would need to hold the gas still to cut fuel off, and then it'll push more out, because it can push the fuel out of the spark plug holes and out of the motor completely, and that'll be better and easier and faster. But it's a pain in the ass to get to the plugs, and I was hoping that it would just do this, but doesn't look like it's going to, so I'm probably gonna have to pull the plugs and help that, and while they're out, clean them. I don't quite want to replace them because the motor won't run. I'm doing the LS swap in it, and I don't want to buy new plugs. These things are about 20 bucks a piece. I don't want to buy new plugs and still have to replace the motor, it not run. But if I can get it running like this, then I'm going to drive it like this and work on my motor, build the motor. Once I have it in here, it's going to be fully built, ready to go, instead of it sitting here while I build the motor and I need it going. So I just get a cheap motor, put it in here. I could do that and then build a motor, but once LS is in there, I want it to be in there. I want it to be done right, how I want it and everything. Let's try this again. Shut up. Hear that? It's trying. Alright, well, I'm going to do this a few more times, and if not, then I guess we're taking the plugs out. But it's going to be a long process, so I'm not going to record the whole thing. That'd bore you guys. It's boring me doing it, so be back shortly.